My name is Daniel Onwe. I'm a legal practitioner. I came into the disability community before I clocked 2. I had poliomyelitis, and it resulted into my being a person with disability. And that's why when people are sympathized with me for not using my legs as they do, I told them that I don't miss anything because I can't even remember when I made use of the legs accordingly. How disability has actually shaped my life, it has been quite interesting. It delayed my schooling. Let me start that. When I became of schooling age, I was with my parents in the army barracks then, where the military lorry will have to convey pupils to the nearest primary school to the barracks. We hadn't a primary school then. So because of my disability, the military lorry was actually a no-no for me, a no-go area for me. So I had to just wait until when a primary school was constructed in the barracks. So that's when I started school formally. And like I'll always say, my mom promoted me to primary 2 because by that time she said I was already too big to start primary 1. So I was pushed to primary 2. And after my primary education coincided with when my dad retired from the army and we relocated to the village, and with the kind of family he didn't have resources to take care of, particularly taking care of me as a person with disability, because our schooling requires extra resources, because I needed maybe to have a special arrangement, transport arrangement that would pick me from the house to, and sincerely, my parents could not afford that. So this chapter of a secondary education was closed, and we forgot about it. And other siblings of mine were actually sent to be an apprentice to one artisan or the other. We are Igbos, so we do what we call a Igba boy. We send, young men to go. So because of my disability, nobody even accepted me as an apprentice. So it became a double jeopardy. And I was regretting, if not for my disability, I would have been taken to be an artisan somewhere. It was actually in that stage that the inspiration came for me to start studying. So I had to fall back on the books of my elder siblings. And at the time, neighbors were actually bringing used books to me. And so that was how I was able to read and pass my WAEC and JAM and got admitted to be a law student. Am I done? Have I exhausted my...
Yes, the 3 minutes is up, but
okay,
it seems we are all enjoying you, so yes.
Oh, really?
1 more minute, please.
Okay. I also hold a master's from University of Lagos in law.
Greatest Takokai.
Yes, I'm an alumnus. Then the practice of law as a person with disability is also quite interesting. Because as a matter of fact, as a young lawyer with disability, I found it difficult being recruited. Because what employers will see first is a disability, and they don't see any other thing behind it. And I had some rejections even during my youth service, but eventually I found a place to practice law. And I started practicing there, and by God's grace, when I relocated to Lagos, I practiced briefly before I set up my practice. Now, the challenge is basically accessibility for persons with disability. For instance, lawyers on wheelchair who will have to access courts upstairs and all whatnot. It became a challenge. But despite all that, by the grace of God and determination, we were able to scale all the hurdles, and we are not doing badly. Thank you.